obviously history making weekend up in Idaho. What does this mean for you personally? And then, just to kind of take a look back from your start to where this program is now, how much has it grown and changed? And, what have you and your staff and the student athletes, how has that kind of happened, really?
Well, I guess personally, um, obviously it means a lot to turn a program around in the time that we've done it, and to bring it to a conference championship level. I don't think we're by any stretch where we want to be. We've got bigger goals, bigger dreams on this program, and but it's nice to see the first step in that come to fruition. Uh, as far as the process and how we've gotten here, it started on day one with the hiring of our staff, and I was, I'm meticulous. Anybody that's been around me in the hiring process, from the paid coaches to the volunteer coaches, I don't let anybody touch the program that I'm not 100% confident in and 100% satisfied in, and so I was really fortunate to nail it and put it out of the park with, hiring some incredible coaches and surrounding myself with people that are as detail oriented and as goal driven as I am, and we've got a great relationship. And they bought into a system and a culture that we wanted to create, and they've carried out the plan with meticulous detail.
Obviously, to win it the way you did, I think by almost 50 points, winning 7 events individually, just kind of the dominance that you won it with. What does that speak to? The level of the athletes you guys have been bringing in.
Yeah, well, actually, it was 9 events,
Okay.
7 individuals and 2 relays. We won both relays. Uh, it's. I think it says a lot about the character of our coaches and the character of the athletes that they're recruiting. We have a very specific profile that we're looking for in each event. We have, and that puts a lot of pressure and a lot of creates a lot of challenge for our coaches, because it's not just about times, it's not just about distances. It's about specific profiles of kids that fit the model of what we're trying to do. And that narrows the field and really creates a challenge for us in getting the right kids, and they've done it incredibly well. And then on top of that, we work weekly. We've got weekly meetings, and every meeting every week has a topic that we're trying to address to continue to try to build our culture, to try to build better human beings in our athletes, and try and pull all of those personalities into one family unit and one attitude and one culture.
Essence Brown in particular had a spectacular weekend, named obviously the Leeds Freshman of the Year. What have you seen from her, just kind of from the moment she stepped in the door till last Saturday, really?
Yeah, she's somebody that we expected a lot out of. We saw the tenacity and the grit in her in high school. She really didn't get to have the senior year that we thought she could in high school, and but we didn't waver in our faith in who she could be and what she could do. And she really, showed out this weekend what she was made of. And it wasn't a perfect season leading up to it. It was our expectations based on what she would do on a day-to-day basis in practice. To be honest, she wasn't necessarily meeting them in the meets, but she's a freshman. She had to grow. She had to gain confidence. And as she's grown in that confidence, I think you saw what she's made of this weekend.
You spoke earlier this morning about how that distance medley relay, coming back from third there in that final lap or so, that really kind of set the tone for day two. Just talk a little bit more about that, and was that really in your mind kind of the turning point of the weekend?
Well, if you could have been in the building from day one, or from the first event, I mean, we were electric when we got on the track. 4 people in the 60 hurdle, 4 people advancing out of the 60 hurdles, 4 people advancing out of the 60 dash, 400, 4 in the 200, 3 in the 800. Again, 2 freshmen in that group. we knew that we had the firepower in the final to really make an impact. But, the thing we've been talking about all year is culture. It's one team, one unit, and fighting for each other rather than for ourselves. And excuse me, sorry, I'm a little hoarse still from the meet. When we got to that DMR, running 2 freshmen and 2 sophomores against GCU's best, against Seattle U, who really, their best athletes are in the distance races. They had stacked that event to try to win it. And to see the freshmen and sophomores go out and execute a nearly flawless race. I mean, they executed the strategy exactly the way they were told. As surges were made, they stayed patient, did exactly what they were supposed to do when they were supposed to do it. And then, the guts of a freshman, sorry, the guts of a freshman to anchor with Maggie, she stayed patient, she waited for her time, and she put it on them.
Just talk a little bit, give us some, preview of regionals, and, how really that's going to shake out leading up to nationals, and, really the indoor season certainly not over yet for
Well, it actually probably is. There's no regional indoors. That's something we've got proposed on the docket at our national level, but it's not yet in play. So it's a purely descending order list, and we've got a few people real close, but on the outside looking in. So our indoor season is more or less over. We're going to be getting ready for the outdoor. The indoor meet, being a descending order list, is the toughest championship in all of NCAA sports to make. It's 16 athletes, period, in each discipline. And so, it was, we got some people a lot closer than we've ever been, but we just fell a little short there. I think that's an area that we're going to be moving towards in the next few years with this young class. I think we've got an opportunity to start putting people in the indoor nationals. As we move into outdoors, we do have a regional system. I really think if we can continue the culture, continue the energy that we have going right now, we've got a real opportunity to take a nearly full team to the regional meet, which we haven't done in the past. I think our max qualifiers is about 6 to the region meet in outdoor track. I could very easily see us taking 14, 15, 16, that type of a number this year. But we've just got to keep our foot on the pedal and keep pushing and grinding. And as I told the girls after the championship this week, they could celebrate till we got off the bus in Cruces, and it's time to go back to work. Because nobody's going to lay down for us outdoors, and we got to go back and earn it again.
Coach, what would improved facilities mean to taking and keeping your program at the highest level that you envision?
It's crucial. It's crucial. We can't host any home meets, so, from a strictly financial standpoint, that puts a burden on the program, having to travel every week. Sometimes limiting the number of meets that we can compete in throughout the season. We do a great job of structuring it in a way that it becomes, that it fits in with the physiology and the development of our athletes, so that we're taking weeks off on weeks that fit the training. But the other thing from a recruiting standpoint, the ability to bring in higher level talent, continue to advance the program from that standpoint. We've done a lot to try to gloss up what we have with windscreen and graphics and things like that. But when you got giant cracks through the track and major issues with it, that's a problem. And then building our status in the region and making Las Cruces a place that we can draw quality teams to for competition, that just continues to boost our status and boost our recognition as a program regionally. If we can get this facility to a point where we can host some larger meets and get some quality teams in, that not only does that benefit us as a program from a marketing standpoint, from a recognition standpoint, but it gives us the opportunity to compete against the best in the region more frequently, because nobody hosts more than 2 or 3 meets tops during a season. So the ability to maybe teams that we really fight to go and get into meets with by traveling, now we could get another opportunity against those types of teams, those Pac-12 teams, the Mountain West teams, some of the better Conference USA teams, by bringing them here, giving them a great opportunity to compete and an opportunity for us to square off with them week in and week out.